I feel like a lot of these problems start during the sales process, and then lead to disappointments later. So what insights do you have about that?
And the bigger you get, the more sales channels you're probably going to have. You might have your website, your sales page. May have an email marketing campaign. You may have a webinar where you get, leads in, sales calls, with your sales representatives. And you need to make sure that all of those things, all of those channels are consistent. You're saying the same thing on each one. You're making the same promises, and advertising the same thing. You want to steer clear of any kind of results or earnings guarantees in your marketing. It can be considered misrepresentation, actually, and almost always leads to disgruntled customers. And if you are using testimonials, which can be very powerful, you want to make sure that you have an earnings and results disclaimer, an official one on your website that just says, these results may not be typical. This is the effort that's required to get here. This is, not a normal situation. Basically just saying like, everyone's not going to get this. If you have salespeople like closers or people on calls or anything like that, make sure that you train them properly. We've seen some issues with that, inconsistencies in salespeople making promises that are not necessarily what the business can offer. So make sure that you have good people in place and a good system in place.
You should be recording those sales calls so that if questions come up later, you'll have that evidence. And then, maybe once a month or once a week, you pull someone random and just like make sure that you're really staying on top of what they're actually saying and promising.
Yes, exactly. Overall, just transparency is key. As long as you are clear up front with your customers, then they can't come back and say, well, I thought something different. They can come back and say that, but it makes it more difficult when you can show and prove that you were transparent and you didn't set unrealistic expectations.